Well, we don't know whether India will join the list. There is this meeting which is now taking place, as you mentioned, that will be held sometime this morning. It's being headed by the Director General of Health Services, and they would be very closely following all the developments which have been taking place. Now, the latest development now is that Saudi Arabia has banned all travel into the kingdom for a period of at least 1 week. The instructions are very, very clear and they're very, very regulated. So no international flights at all into Saudi Arabia, as we understand it, for a period of 1 week, not just flights from the United Kingdom. And this obviously comes at a time when there is a huge concern about the very significant rise in the rate of transmission of a variant of the COVID virus, a strain of the virus which is in the United Kingdom, which has resulted in a large increase in the number of infections in the southeast United. Possibility that with a 70% transmission rate, which is what is being reported, this particular strain can result in the so-called R factor, or the rate of infection, going up by 0.4, and that is significant. There is no evidence so far to suggest that the new strain which has been detected is necessarily more dangerous than the previous one, but yes, it does spread much, much more. So that is the big cause of concern. But perhaps the biggest question, what is this strain which has got 20 new characteristics over the gene or the sequence, in its sequencing over the original COVID virus, the one that's most commonly has been there? The big concern over here is what happens to the vaccines which are now available. Do these vaccines actually have the same impact against this new mutation of the COVID virus? And that we don't know as yet, but there is generally a sense at the moment, and it's early days yet, that the vaccine should still work. But again, there are researchers who say that, look, it's still early days yet. So this is a big concern, obviously, if India is to block flights from the United Kingdom, and I think the possibility of that, it could be quite strong given the international bans which are already in place by many countries, would be huge for our country. There are so many students, for example, who would be wanting to come back. The United Kingdom and India have very, very close ties at so many levels. Remember, Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister, is supposed to be Republic Day guest. He'd be arriving over here with an entourage. But that, I think, besides any prime ministerial visit, it's the back and forth of families which are a huge concern. And therefore, any effort to, or any move to block that would directly impact any number of families. Now, remember, there is an air bubble which exists between India and the United Kingdom. India has set up air bubbles with a select group of countries. It's a very large list, but there are a couple of airlines which operate regular flights to the United Kingdom. Air India, Vistara has started its service, British Airways as well. Slightly unclear about the status of connecting flights. Presumably, if there are any connecting flights which are allowed into India from the United Kingdom, those would be impacted as well. So today could be a very big day for two reasons. Firstly, the new mutation of the COVID-19 virus, and secondly, the impact on international air travel and whether that would impact India.